You kept mentioning about TOB. I don't know if our audience really knows what theology's body is. So can you explain to us in simple terms? I know we're talking about theology, you cannot simplify it or dumb it down.
It's
but
been
in
15
simple
years,
terms, yeah.
and
So
I don't know it. The theology body is basically like a set of teachings. They are like these audiences, Wednesday audiences of then Pope John Paul II. I think about 135 of them over 5 years that he would, address the church. They primarily focus on who God is and who we are. Like the theology of the body. That is to understand that our body is fundamental in who we are. It's not just matter in this natural form, but it points us to a spiritual truth and identity of who we are. How our bodies are integral parts of our spiritual identity as well. The theology body talks about how our body is sacred, and God created us in this way that through our body we can reveal who He is, and that's why the foundation of the theology body will be founded on aspects of love, aspects of communion. How our sexuality is an integral part of who we are, and how that can point to God as well. Which is why I mentioned earlier sex being sacred.
Right.
Because this love and sex is an expression of this love, life-giving love, reflects who God is, a God who's love, a life-giving love.
Can you give an example of how TOB explains how the human body affirms both body being a biological truth and a spiritual dignity?
So, there was this girl that attended one of our programs, okay, and she's married now, but she spoke then about how, while growing up, her mother always put her down about how thin she was, okay. Her friends made fun of her. She was in, whatever name calling that you do. And that lie began to seep in, where she said, am I really like a woman? Because everyone's telling me I'm not woman enough.
Okay.
And she said, I always resented my body. I wished I could be a man because I'm not going to be a good woman,
Right.
in that way. And she said, I got married. And she carried that baggage into her marriage. But she got pregnant. And she said, those 9 months of my pregnancy were a form of healing. Why? Because my body knew exactly what I needed to do.
Yeah.
It's not like this on and off switch, I entered my second trimester, so I got to, press in some code and now my body functions differently. She just spoke about how in that entire journey of her pregnancy and after, she saw her body knew exactly what she wanted to do. And in a science perspective, that's biology.
Yeah.
Right? But how does that connect to the foundations of our faith and the teachings of, the theology body? That's exactly how God created us. That when I enter into a union that is an expression of love, like a husband and a wife, that will bring forth life. Right? And that itself is a revelation of who God is. And she as a mother, she as a woman will receive that love, right, from her husband, and that will bring forth a child. And biology and faith then kind of connect there, right? And they speak that same language, that you are created. She was affirmed of her femininity.